For most game studios, the biggest fear is a bad review, right? But for Rockstar Games, a good game, well, that may actually be a fatal failure. Today, we're going to deconstruct the massive house of cards surrounding Grand Theft Auto 6. And let me tell you, this isn't just a game launch. It's a high-stakes gamble that could decide the future of the entire AAA industry. Let's dig in and see just how high the stakes really are. Just look at that number. That's not a typo. $7.6 billion. This is the figure that keeps executives up at night. It's the projected revenue that venture capital firms are expecting, no, demanding that Grand Theft Auto 6 generates in just its first 60 days. It's a number so huge it almost doesn't feel real. And that really brings us to the heart of this whole thing. The stakes are just so ridiculously high that a critically acclaimed, fan-favorite 9 out of 10 game could be seen as a financial disaster if it doesn't hit that impossible target. So being excellent isn't enough anymore. They literally need a statistical miracle. So how in the world did we get here? Well, this isn't just some hopeful goal that the developers are aiming for. This is a financial mandate, and it represents this fundamental head-on collision between the creative art of making games and the cold, hard math of big business. Let's break this down. To hit that $7.6 billion, Rockstar has to sell 80. Let's break this down. To hit that $7.6 billion, Rockstar has to sell 85 million copies, almost instantly. But why? Why that specific insane number? It's because analysts, folks at firms like Convoy Ventures, they aren't looking at this as entertainment. To them, GTA 6 is a financial instrument. It's a fiscal event that has to deliver 8% annual growth to make their investment worthwhile. This whole situation has a name. It's called the outlier trap. And Rockstar is basically a victim of its own incredible success. Because Grand Theft Auto 5 made over $10 billion. A complete one-in-a-million lightning strike, investors have now decided that this statistical freak of nature is the new normal. It's the mandatory baseline. It's an impossible standard that just suffocates any kind of creative risk. And that brings up a really crucial question for all of us. I mean, think about it. If Rockstar came out tomorrow and said, look, a $100 price tag is the only way we can hit these numbers and give you a perfect finished game on day one, would you pay it? Or is that the point where the price of perfection just gets to be too much? Okay, so while all of this insane financial pressure is building up on the outside, something else is going on inside the studio. The very creative foundation that built this empire, it's starting to show some deep, really worrying cracks. It starts right at the top. 5 of the most influential veterans, I mean the actual architects of Rockstar's edgy, sarcastic identity, they're all gone. We're talking about co-founder and lead writer Dan Houser, the guy whose vision basically is the franchise. With that old guard gone, there's a very real fear that the new Rockstar might be, too sanitized, that it might lose the very soul that made GTA so special in the first place. And behind the scenes, things sound pretty grim. There have been reports of ruthless union-busting allegations over at the Edinburgh studio. And after years of trying to fix the infamous 100-hour crunch weeks, employees are now being described as totally deflated, right as they're heading into the most critical part of development. Not good. And the results of all this? 4. That's the number of delays the game has reportedly already faced. 2 internal and 2 we've seen publicly. The release date has been pushed all the way back to November 2026, and that seems like a direct symptom of all this internal turmoil and immense pressure. And sadly, we've already seen what can happen when Rockstar cuts corners. That failed remastered trilogy from 2021, that was a clear, definitive warning shot for what's at stake here. The promise was simple, right? A loving, faithful remaster of the classics. But the reality? Oh man, it was a total disaster. The project was outsourced, it was rushed, it was filled with broken physics and cheap-looking AI textures. It got so bad, they had to issue a public apology. And for the first time ever, that unbeatable Rockstar aura just cracked. It proved that the community will not forgive prioritizing profit over the actual craft. So here's the crucial point. This is way bigger than just one company. If Rockstar, the last real fortress of AAA quality, fails, the domino effect is going to ripple across the entire gaming industry. This is really what's on the line. If GTA 6 succeeds, it proves that huge, ambitious, creative single-player games are still worth betting on. But if it underperforms, investors will pull their money out and just dump it into safe, soulless mobile clones and live service money grinders. Rockstar is basically fighting for the very idea that artistry can even exist at the highest levels of gaming anymore. And here's the twist in all this. After everything we've talked about, Rockstar's biggest competitor isn't another studio. It's not Ubisoft, it's not EA. They are competing against the ghost of their own success. They're competing against the impossibly high bar they set themselves with games like GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. So that really leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? In this $7 billion gamble, with a fractured team and impossible expectations, is Rockstar's greatest enemy the very legacy it created? And honestly, can any game, no matter how good it is, actually win that fight?